That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? The other day we talked about with it now officially being the end of the first half of the year, and we are now officially into the second half of the year. We talked about the best ones so far. I had a bunch of people write in and say to me, well, John, what are now then your most anticipated films for the rest of the year? So I pulled out 10. Now, there's a lot of really interesting looking films. Some might be better than any of the films on my list, but I'm going to be honest and tell you, these are the films that I'm excited about. Now, I'm putting these in no particular order, okay? I'm not putting these in any particular order, other than I'm going to list them off in order of when they're coming out.
You only have 10?
I put 10. Remember, the thing is not just any movie I'm anticipating, but like the most anticipated movies that I have.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here's the 10 I got. Starting with a couple that are coming out soon. Liam Neeson's The Naked Gun. Ever since they announced that Liam Neeson was going to be doing this, I was excited about it. I loved the CinemaCon presentation they showed us. Do I think this is going to be one of the best movies of the year? No, but man, it's been a long time since we've had a funny spoof movie, and I think this one's going to do it. I think Liam Neeson is low-key one of the funniest guys on the planet, and I think this is going to be really good, so I'm really looking forward to Naked Gun. Next up, Fantastic Four. Look, was it my most anticipated comic book movie of the year? No, that was clearly Superman. But I am really interested in this movie. And the more clips they're putting out, they've all been better than the trailers. The clips they're putting out are all better than the trailers. They are. And the clips have really started to be getting me excited. So Fantastic Four is one of my 10 most anticipated. Also, just because I damn loved the original, Nobody 2. Nobody was a bit of a John Wick ripoff. Absolutely. Made by some of the same people, as a matter of fact. Doesn't matter. The end result, an amazing experience in the theaters that I absolutely had a great time with. And I've been waiting. I never expected them to make a sequel because the first one didn't make that much money. But here we are. I'm excited about this. So Nobody 2 is next up on my most anticipated list. All right. Next up, we've got a movie I wasn't even familiar with until we went to CinemaCon, Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride, coming out in September. That Christian Bale looks insane in. This is a Frankenstein movie, kind of movie, like Bride of Frankenstein is the outplay of it. And this looks fantastic. I cannot wait to see this movie. Again, Maggie Gyllenhaal is directing it. And it just looks bonkers, man. Caught me so by surprise. I loved what we saw. So that's coming out in September. All right, we move on to October. While I am not a big fan of the last one they did, I think this one looks like it could be a lot of fun. Tron Ares comes out in October. And again, they showed us the first bit of it when we were at CinemaCon, and not what I was expecting at all. Tron coming into the real world, and what would that look like? And from the moment the light cycle gave off the beam and it splits the car in half, I'm like, okay. And then you see the, whatever the name of that thing is.
The recognizer.
Yeah, recognizer.
The recognizer comes sailing out from behind an actual building. I'm like, okay, this looks balls out, man. This looks really cool. Now, maybe it'll be a disaster, but it looks pretty good. So I'm pretty excited for Tron Ares coming out in October. All right. Coming out in November. One that I kind of went, why are they remaking that? But it's been growing on me. And then they showed us a bunch of stuff at CinemaCon. Running Man. Running Man with Glenn Powell looks... I couldn't believe the stuff they showed us at CinemaCon. I was like, this looks insane. Now, it looks nothing like the original movie because it's not trying to look like the original movie, because the original movie didn't look much like the actual original book, the original story. And this one, Edgar Wright, who is directing it, he's like, no, we're not remaking the movie. We are doing a movie based on the book that's going to be a lot closer to the book than the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic. And I loved what I saw. I really, really did. So for me, Running Man coming out in November. Also coming out in November, another Frankenstein movie. This one simply called Frankenstein.
which looks incredible.
Frankenstein.
With Moon Knight, with Oscar Isaac in it. And I must concur. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you.
The new trailer dropped this weekend.
Yeah, and it looks great.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to be honest with you. The last Guillermo del Toro straight-to-streaming movie that everybody loved, I think is radically overrated, which was his Pinocchio movie. I don't think Pinocchio was bad. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's tremendously overrated at the same time. I think it's pretty good, but I don't think it's great. This looks crazy good. We got 2 Frankenstein movies coming out, and they both look great. So I cannot wait to see this. That's coming out in November. All right, 3 left. Can't believe I'm going to say it,
I know what you're going to say.
but I like the first one way more than I thought I would. Wicked 2. Wicked for good. Listen, I trust John M. Chu. They got a great cast. I thought they'd make a pretty good Wicked movie. But I enjoyed the first Wicked movie way more than I thought I would. Had a huge smile on my face, humming the songs, all that kind of stuff. And this second one looks great too. So Wicked 2 also coming out in November. All right, then we got 2 movies coming out in December that make up my 9 and 10. Remember, these are in no particular order other than chronological. And it's one of my most anticipated films of the year. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out story. Inspector Blanc returns. Coming out in December. I love both of the first 2 Knives Out movies. Knives Out and Glass Onion. I love both of those movies. I am a sucker for mystery movies. I'm a sucker for crime solving, all that kind of stuff. Daniel Craig as Inspector Benoit Blanc has been phenomenal. I can't wait to see this. I hope they keep making these movies for the next 15, 20 years. I love this. I can't wait to see it. So Wake Up Dead Man coming out in December. And then last but not least. Oh, and I'll say it. Even though I said this was in no particular order, if I'm going to be honest, if all these movies were in theater right now up the street, but I could only pick one to go see, this is probably the one I'd go to see first. So I'm going to call it my most anticipated for the rest of the year. Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Mordor Na'vi.
Mordor Na'vi.
Stake, Iowa.
Which we suspect you guys will get your first look at when Fantastic Four comes out. I think they're probably going to drop the trailer with that. But they showed us a few minutes of it at CinemaCon back in April, and our jaws were on the floor. It just looks spectacular.
Yeah.
And again, Mordor Na'vi.
They're evil Na'vi that lived out of the crack of doom.
Volcano who's not
Na'vi.
excited about watching? Again, I'm not necessarily saying I think it's going to be the best movie of the rest of the year, but if I'm going to be honest, if all 10 were playing next door to me right now and I could pick one to go watch, I'd probably sneak in and watch Avatar. So again, my 10 in no particular order most anticipated movies for the second half of 2025 are Naked Gun, Fantastic Four, Nobody 2, The Bride, Tron Ares, The Running Man, Frankenstein, Wicked 2, Wake Up Dead Man, and Avatar, Fire and Ash. By the way, Reggie Phoenix put in another one that I really almost put on my list. The Roses with Benedict Cumberbatch. The stuff they showed us at CinemaCon, I was laughing my ass off. That it looks really great. So The Roses is another one that should be on there. Anyway, Rob, we got a bunch of interesting looking films coming out in the second part of the year. And by the way, there's also that Leonardo DiCaprio one.
Oh, wait, that's all.
Okay, sorry. Let me throw over to you. What are
first of
your
all,
most anticipated
I
ones?
want to say everything you said, I very much anticipate. Every one of those things is on my list, but my list is like, I didn't realize it was only supposed to be 10. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you movies that you didn't say that are on my list.
Good idea.
Eddington, Ari Aster's new movie.
Another Pedro Pascal
Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix, their follow-up to Beau is Afraid. I've heard it's really good. I talked to my friend Rob G yesterday who's seen it. He said maybe not so much the ending, but he thought the movie was very much worth seeing.
Because I didn't really like Beau is Afraid, to be honest with you.
I know.
But this looks better.
Weapons. Zach Kreger's.
Oh, you know what? That should have been on my list.
Zach Kreger's follow-up to Barbarian.
Oh, I forgot about Weapons. That should have been on my list.
Julia Garner, she's got the 1-2 punch silver. She's Shala Ball in Fantastic Four, and she's the star, one of the stars of Weapons. Highest to Lowest, Spike Lee's Denzel Washington movie that is a riff on Kurosawa's High and Low, which is High and Low is also based on the crime novelist did the 87th Precinct novels, and I can't wait to see that. You mentioned The Running Man. That is the second of the Stephen King's Bachman books. He wrote under the pseudonym Richard Bachman.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
The first is The Long Walk.
I cannot wait for The Long Walk.
Which I cannot wait. I've literally wanted to see that movie for 45 years since I read the book in 1980 when I was in the 7th grade.
And how good does Mark Hamill look in that?
Incredible.
He looks amazing in this.
I can't wait to see that. Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another. Can't wait.
The new trailer is better than the first
I
trailer.
agree.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I didn't really like the first trailer, to be honest, but the new one is better. Is much better.
The new one is, yes. Something we saw that was totally not on my radar that we saw at CinemaCon, Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which is like, you know, this couple walks through the gates of Narnia and winds up in some romantic, I don't know what it was. But, hey.
I couldn't really tell what it was either.
It looked good to me. So I want to see that.
Did they cross the bridge of Terabithia?
They could very well have. Predator Badlands.
Yes.
I want to see that. You know, Predator Badlands. It's awesome. You mentioned everything. Now I'm going to say this because I like the first two. Now I'm not saying this is high art. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Really?
Now you see. I'm a sucker for this franchise. I like the cast. I mean, Isla Fisher's single now, right? I really I love the Now You See Me movies. They're not great. They're not high art. And then, of course, you picked the last three. But there's one movie, and I don't know if it's still coming out or if it was delayed. But Anton Fuqua's Michael Jackson biopic.
That was delayed, I believe.
Was it delayed out of this year?
I think it was delayed out of the year.
I didn't know. But so that was my list.
Because that would be on my list too, yeah.
Yeah. So Eddington, Weapons, Highest to Lowest, The Long Walk, One Battle After Another, Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, Predator Badlands, and everything else that you said. But there's one movie that I saw a trailer for last night that's produced by Benson and Moorhead, who made like The Endless, who made Synchronic, who made this low budget genre movies that I love. They've produced a movie called Descendant that comes out on August 15th. Now, I don't know if it's just digital, but it's one of these low budget movies. A man sees lights in the sky and his life goes to hell after that. And I watched the trailer. I'm such a sucker for these micro budget genre movies. And I'm like, I can't wait for that. Because even when Benson and Moorhead, the Synchronic was not as good as, say, Endless. And Endless was a stealth sequel to Resolution, their first movie that I didn't even know. They've gone on to direct Moon Knight episodes. They're directing for Marvel TV now. I love these two guys. I don't know them. I've never met them or anything like that. But they produced this movie. You have my attention. So,
by the way,
Something in the Dirt was, I think, their last film.
You listed some great ones. A couple of others that we should probably at least mention. Black Phone 2.
Oh, yeah, that was on my list.
Which I love the original one.
Yeah.
The one Dave Franco does with his wife, Alison Brie.
Oh, Together. Yeah. I want to see that. Yeah.
That looks really good. So, I mean, we got a number of films.
Yeah, there's a lot
out
of
the
good,
second half of the year.
A lot of variety.
Yeah, and a lot of variety.
A lot of variety. Some sequels, but, first adaptations of things. I mean, a lot of original films, a lot of auteur filmmakers delivering the goods. I mean, like you said, I don't think people understand our desire to see The Bride because they haven't seen what we saw.
Oh, wait till you guys see.
They haven't released that trailer, have they?
I don't know. Well, they did. Remember, they showed us more than just a trailer at CinemaCon, so I don't know
that
if they've
shit
released
was
it.
Bonkers.
It looks so good.
I'm like, wow, Maggie Gyllenhaal, I want to get inside your head. Wow.
Glad you said inside your head. Zelda Master said Caught Stealing. That was one that was.
Oh, that
also I felt was.
Yeah. Caught Stealing. Homeboy's movie.
The Elvis.
Pie. Yeah, but who made Pie? Darren Aronofsky.
What's the name of the kid from Dune 2? He was nominated for Best Picture. Austin Butler.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's got
Matt Smith.
Doctor Who's in that. It's got Liev Schreiber and
D'Onofrio
and Kingpin playing two Jewish hitmen.
That looks great.
Hasidic hitmen. It looks great based on a novel, and the
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
The novelist wrote the script.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about? I mean, I think the the list run out for the second half of the year is looking pretty good. There's a lot of exciting looking movies. What would you say are your most anticipated films for the rest of 2025? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.